Thanks for tuning into The Experience. Help us out and hit subscribe over on YouTube and click the bell when you do. Need some help? Scan the QR code in the bottom corner.
Welcome to the show. We're here. We're talking about some really cool stuff, guys. We have a San Diego Comic-Con edition of the show. We're going to be doing that with Next Issue Pod. Ambrosia is running a little late. We hope that she's going to pop in here with us, but we're going to do that right here, right after this message. What's going on? Welcome to the show. Welcome, Danny from Next Issue Pod. What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, Joey? I'm just very excited. We've had quite a busy week for those that keep up with all this nerdy stuff.
Oh my gosh, guys, we're going to be talking about so much about San Diego Comic-Con. There's a ton of stuff. Like I told my wife, I was like, we might run into like a 2-hour show, just giving you a heads up. But man, before we jump into any of our San Diego Comic-Con stuff, I gotta check in with you, man. Since the last time that we've seen each other, anything fun happened, man? What have you been up to?
So the weekend was pretty chill. There was a lot of hanging out at home, watching panels and stuff. But I did get to I watched a few movies and stuff too. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to stay inside right now. It's so hot.
You're in Texas,
hot.
right?
I'm in Texas, so it's been. I mean,
oh my god,
sure it's hot over there too. Where you're at? So
yeah, I'm in Arizona, but you're in Texas. There, you guys have a crazy heat wave going on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's been
over here in the last couple of days. We've been cooling off. It's a little different because it's when it cools off, it gets real muggy and gross.
Yeah.
But it cools everything down pretty good.
Matter of fact, if people in the chat, if they hear a noise from my microphone, let me know. I'll turn I have my AC unit, the window unit on. So.
Oh man, yeah, those. Yeah,
I'll get warned for you guys.
Pretty cool. But let's go ahead and before we jump into anything else, let's go ahead and jump right into our first segment, which is what's on your watch list. Because I got a lot to talk to you about, dude. There's a lot.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
Yeah, man. I'm looking
right.
here.
Yeah. All right, everybody. This is part of the show where we talk about what's in your watch list, whether it's in your watch list now, coming or going. We're going to talk about it right here. Hey, Danny, I know I saw because in the notes we have a couple of things here that are similar on our list. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about this really quick. I have not seen this one yet, but you have Gray Man on your list as well, right? Did you get to watch it yet?
The Gray Man, yeah, I did watch it. I watched it premiere last Friday, I think, on Netflix. Nice. This is the Russo brother film with Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling and Ana de Armas. So like, they're big, super bombastic spy thriller.
I heard that this is Chris Evans' like big bad role, like he's a big baddie.
He's definitely dialing up a few notches from if you watch Knives Out, he definitely goes way above and beyond that. Plus awesome. The mustache just really brings it all home.
And that's the one thing that I've been hearing too is about the stash.
Yeah,
the tickler, the French tickler.
I enjoyed the movie. If you like big action things, I mean, you know the Russo brothers, you know how they shoot things.
Yeah,
it's very reminiscent of their work on the Winter Soldier.
Okay, yeah,
I think I was, which is my favorite MCU movie. So I definitely want to check it out. I don't think it's as good as that, but it's definitely reminiscent. Like it has a lot of those beats, the same beats, and the cast really helps you power through it as well. It's just very good cast. So enjoyed it.
That's awesome, man. I think I'm gonna watch it. I well, the kids are not home tonight. Like we only have one kid here with us because they're at grandma's house. It is the first night that my wife is away from the baby. so it's a little scary for her.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna be all right. So I'm probably gonna try to talk my wife into letting me watch Gray Man, or
Yeah,
with
and
her.
I
So
don't know that it's. I wouldn't say it's kids friendly, but I wouldn't say it's kids unfriendly either. Like
okay,
it's not like super violent and stuff. It's just a lot
yeah,
of like action and
yeah. She's not an action fan. She likes. I mean,
But
she's like she's a chick film
is she a
movie.
fan of? Well, I mean, Ryan Gosling's in this movie,
I know
and
Ryan
that's
Gosling is in this movie, and he's
so.
hot, right? I don't know, man. Anyway, there's a couple other things here that on my list. Here's one that it was on your list. I don't think I put it up here because I was like, it's not on my list. It might not be on theirs, but it's Old Man, and this one's really good too. I'll put a ticker up here really quick before I put it. But did you get to watch this one yet?
I did. I think the last episode aired last Friday. I wasn't sure if this was like a one season thing or not, which was when I got to the end, I was like, hold on a second, is this?
No.
Are we done? Like, is this the last episode? So I went to check on the internet, and at least for season 1, this is it.
Yeah, there's a season 2. That's the reason why that's popping up. There's gonna be a season 2.
Okay, good.
So people are excited about that, and I think that was one of the things that people were talking about. Is the same kind of thing that you were saying. That is this it's it?
Like
what's going on?
The story completes itself, but you're like, hold on a second, like we did all that for this. It's not that it's not satisfying. It's just that it doesn't.
You want more?
Yeah, it's so good that I mean, Jeff Bridges and John Lithgow just like really, really bring it.
I heard that they did a really good job in this one. Very cool.
Yeah. So I highly recommend it. It's 7 episodes on Hulu.
Awesome, man. I have I have one here on my list, and I don't know if you saw what I put in the notes. So this is one that I know you were gonna tell me about. You talked to me a little bit about Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? So I was like, okay, you know what? Danny told me about this. I'm gonna go look at it, and I watched the trailer, right? And I said, "Ooh, oh my gosh, this is right up my alley." But there was just one thing that was just there was just something off about it, and I was like, "What the heck is this? What's bothering me about this movie?" And like there was just something was irking me, so I went and looked up the cast of the film, and guess who's in this movie?
Oh, I know who's in this movie.
Why don't you tell everybody who's in this movie?
Ki Hugh Kwan. He's
Hugh Kwan. Who is he?
Of Indiana Jones and the Goonies fame.
And we all know that I really love the Goonies, right?
Yeah.
So when I was like, that's why there is something wrong with this movie. I was like, who's this guy? That is not. This is horrible. I'll be like, that's not Jackie Chan.
No, but this movie, like, I went into it not knowing a lot. I watched the one trailer because I did one for the channel, like a video for it. But that's it. And I missed it in theaters, but I finally watched it when it came out on VOD, and it's crazy. I think when I was going over my top stuff of this year so far, like, if the Batman hadn't come out, this would be at number 1.
Oh wow!
And that's only because of my Batman bias, like, you know.
Because we have some huge Batman news to talk about too today.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. But yeah, when I saw that he was in this movie, I was like, kill the whole movie for me. Killed it. Like I just can't. He's acting in this movie the same way he did in Goonies, the same way that he did in Indiana Jones. I just can't.
That's crazy because I don't remember. I mean, I've never seen Goonies, so I can't really judge on it. But
don't do it.
But yeah, this is like his first role back since like forever. So I don't know. Maybe I would say give it a chance just because Michelle Yeoh is a.
Wasn't he in Crazy Rich Asians as well or something?
No,
like
I
that?
don't think so. I don't think so because the interviews, like, that's what they were talking a lot about. Like, he only came back because I don't know if the Daniels, the directors, went to talk to him, but yeah, they wanted him back for this movie, so he took.
Listen, that's really cool. I'm really excited for him and stuff. Right, really, really awesome. But I just couldn't handle it, man. Very cool. We had what else? Here we go. I got one here. I watched the season 3 of The Boys. I binged like a whole grip of them, probably like 3 or 4 of them in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to the Hero Gasm episode, or the one right before it. And before the show, we were talking a little bit about it, and I was telling you I couldn't get past that one episode, the termite episode. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah,
call
yeah.
it.
I mean,
I
that's
know.
within the first 15 minutes. So yeah,
Yeah, I tried, and I was like, I can't do it. Listen, The Boys is cool, right? But it very much reminds me of like Doom, like the Doom one, where it's just off the wall craziness, right? Just like the comic books. The comic books are
Mhm.
the same way, right? So they are doing really good at kind of following that pattern there. But
Yeah,
I just don't. I didn't read the comic books, and I didn't, and I just there's just some comic books that aren't for me.
they definitely push like all the boundaries, like on every direction. So
Yeah,
that's one
definitely.
thing. But I love the season. It's probably
Mhm.
to me their best season. So hopefully you can power through the last of it because I think you're at a point
Yeah.
where like things are get real cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch them. All right, let's move on to here we go. Here we got one of our first rounds of news here.
No, just real quick, I have one more
Sure.
thing. Just
Go
real
ahead.
quick, sorry.
Sure. No,
I
you.
did watch the new animated movie Green Lantern: Beware My Power.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
even know they had
it's
that.
it came out. They premiered it at Comic Con, but it came out on video on demand and digital
Nice.
on Tuesday. I've been waiting for that because I love Jon Stewart. He's one of my favorite lanterns.
Where did they
Not my
drop it? Is it
favorite.
on? Is it on HBO?
No, not yet. So right now you could
Okay.
just rent. You could buy it now digitally, which is what I did, and then you can rent it in a couple weeks, and then I'm sure it'll be on HBO Max. So
Super awesome. Yeah, I gotta put that one. What's it called again?
Beware My Power.
Beware My Power. Okay, awesome. I gotta put that on the
Yeah, really
list.
fun.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the Eisner winners, man. We had the 2022 Eisner Awards
Mhm.
happen at San Diego Comic-Con. Do you happen to have the list up
I did.
there?
I just
While I
pulled it
pull it
up.
up.
So
Yeah, please. Let's talk a little bit
let's
about that.
we can go through some highlights here
Yeah.
because there's definitely a lot.
Yeah.
But best single issue one shot of 2022, Wonder Woman Historia by the Amazons by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Phil
Mhm.
Jimenez.
Super
Uh,
cool. That one's a big one right there.
it is a beautiful book, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful book. Best continuing series of 2022. So this is an ongoing comic. It was a tie actually. It's rare that we see a tie.
Wow.
Uh,
Interesting. Yeah,
but it
but
was
these two. Go ahead.
yeah, it was Bitter Root by David F. Walker and Chuck Brown, and then Something's Killing the Children by James Tinian the fourth and Werther Dellera.
Oh, like those two books in the same year, probably that's about right. I feel like everybody was talking about those two
Yeah,
books about the same.
I'm surprised Department of Truth wasn't another tie because I mean
Yeah,
Tinian's just been writing on fire, which we'll
yeah,
talk about in a minute too.
definitely, yeah. That one, Department of Truth, and he's got a couple of them that are killing it right now.
Yep, yep. One which I can bring up right now.
Hmm.
Best new series of 2022, Nice House on the Lake by James Tinian
There we
the
go.
fourth and Alvaro Martinez from DC Black Label.
Hmm.
Really cool stuff. Best limited series, The Good Asian by Pornsak Pish.
Yep.
Oh, I always struggle to say their last name. Pishet Shot. Apologies. And
Yeah.
Alexander Tefimki. Yeah, both of these creators. The Good Asian from Image. Uh,
Yeah.
really, really fun stuff.
Very cool. And then we had
I
we
wanted to
had
jump down because there's a lot of things for
tons of
younger
stuff.
readers,
Hmm.
but we can jump down to let's see. Oh, I know that James Tinian won something else, so I was trying to get there. Oh
There's
yeah, here we
there's
go.
tons, man. There's tons of stuff that
Yeah,
people.
best writer, James Tinian the fourth for all those titles we talked about above.
Wow.
Uh,
I mean, look good on him. And that's well deserved,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and then
Super
for
cool.
pencil or inker, Phil Jimenez for Wonder Woman, Historia. So
Hmm.
if that tells you anything, is that you need to pick up both of those works.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, and then we got tons and tons. So if you guys want to head on over to you guys can I think you guys can look them up at the San Diego Comic Con website, right?
Yeah, just put Eisner's 2022.
And
Those are
then
some of the highlights, but I mean, there's so many. The ceremony is like 4 hours long.
oh yeah, it's so
Yeah,
cool.
when it's live. So
There was one that I did want to talk about was that Kevin Eastman was inducted into the
yep,
Eisner Hall of Fame.
yes.
Very very cool. That was one of the cool ones.
There was 6 creators total. So Kevin Eastman from TMNT fame,
Mhm.
Howard Chaykin, Larry
Mhm.
Hama, Moto Hagio. I'm not familiar with Moto's work.
Mhm.
And then Grant Morrison and David Mazzucchelli, Batman Year One artist. Grant Morrison, they wrote Batman Forever, and they've done a lot of work.
Yeah.
So yeah, very well deserved, I think, for these creators.
Very good, very cool. And I'm that's such a cool thing that we have that back like in person. It did kind of sting because we didn't get to see it like we did the last
Yeah,
time. There was a few places that probably did do it.
I wish they had kept a little bit of the hybrid model that we were looking at, right?
Mhm,
Because it made other people that couldn't go, like
mhm.
not everybody can take a trip to San Diego. So it made it where you're like, oh, you can kind of also participate,
Yeah.
which is the big appeal of things like fandom and stuff like that.
I think we that is the one thing that we as geeks need is a little bit of a hybrid, right?
Yeah,
For the people who are like me, the recluses that stay home and only turn on the camera once a week, is is give us a little bit. You guys already have cameras for the people who are there. All you got to
yep,
do is just connect them to the internet and stream it for us. Please, just stream it for us so we can watch.
yep. Everyone wants to see what's going on at Comic Con.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, we have tons of stuff to get to. So let's go ahead. We're a little over on our time here, but let's jump right into actually we're not on and let's jump right into DC news. Um this is some crazy stuff here. We weren't there, but we all heard about The Rock's glorious entrance at San Diego Comic
Oh
Con.
yeah,
I know you and I kind of saw a little bit of the highlights and how he came in. He came up from underneath the stage, in front of a big huge screen and with lightning, and it
yeah.
was really
Oh,
cool, really cool. All full garb, very cool. And then he controlled the lightning that was behind him.
here, if
Very
you want to throw that on there.
oh here we got
Yeah,
boom.
he
Look at
rose
that.
up from the stage and then just
And then
he was kind of floating around, full outfit, really cool stuff, really dope.
very awesome. It was listen, it would have been fun to be there,
Oh
right?
yeah,
But this year it was really cool because Hall H was not. We had some comic book people in Hall H this year. We had
yeah.
people. We had Boom in there because of Berserker, right?
Oh
So
my
that was
god.
really cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
that was super cool. I love seeing all the news for that because I've been
Mhm.
reading that book since the beginning.
Yeah, it's super cool. And then along with his freaking epic entrance, we finally got the release of the Black Adam full trailer where we saw basically everybody. We saw Adam, we saw Hawkman, we saw who else was in there? Dr. Fate.
Yeah, Doctor Fate, Atom Smasher.
Mhm.
I always
There's
forget the name of the weather hero.
Yeah, I forget who else.
What her name is. Cyclone. I think her name is Cyclone.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the movie. It looks super cool, and it's like almost here. So
Yeah, and we had some news that dropped out of this one that we might see Amanda Waller
yes,
in Black Adam, which is very cool. They didn't give us any details about what was going on, but they did tell us that she was gonna return as Amanda Waller. Very cool.
oh yeah, I love that she's a constant now throughout these. She's kind of like Nick Fury,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Where she's
Oh
kind of
yeah.
like always
Yeah.
in the background of these films.
And I think this time I think she has a little bit of some producer credits, right, in this movie in Black
Yeah,
Adam.
I would think so. I would think in order for her to kind of stick around, like you got to make it worth her time.
Yeah. So I think what I read was she has a little bit of producer rights in the film. So very cool that she's a little bit more embedded into this this world that we have now, right?
Yep.
I'm very excited about it. What do we got next up on the list here? We have Shazam: Fury of the Gods trailer was released as well, and what did you see in this one? Did you see any cool Easter eggs?
Oh man, I mean, just the fact that the Daughters of Atlas showed up, Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren,
Yeah.
like we finally get to see them in action.
Mhm.
That's so cool. But I think from this trailer, the thing I took away the most was the tone of the movie. I think they're
Mhm.
gonna definitely keep it at that, like just fun movie like the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm all on board with that. I like all kinds of movies in my
Mhm.
superhero stuff, and this one, it's about family. It's funny. It's a little meta because he talks about watching like the Fast and Furious films, and then because this is a Warner Brothers film, you see the
Mhm.
Annabelle doll in the background of
Yeah.
the
They
the
did.
guy.
They also had a Flash cameo in there, a Batman
Oh
cameo
yeah,
in there. What else? So
Aquaman was
Aquaman.
in there.
So we have they're talking. Obviously, we already knew that they were already involved in this, right? But what's interesting here with this is um that they're coming into this, but do you think that they're going to be extending those worlds because those ones because we have this problem with the Flash going on, right? And people were taken to Twitter and all this stuff, and they were like, "Hey, they really tried real hard not to show the Flash's face, right?" So do you think that they're
Yeah,
going to try to recast?
yeah, it's an unfortunate and tough situation, but I think for now, I just want to focus on what's right in front of us. I mean, that movie's not supposed to come out till next year in the summer, anyways.
Yeah.
So they have plenty of time. And I think that's another reason that we didn't get a lot of news from DC is because they don't need make. I'm sure they're kind of either uh, trying to plot out what's going to happen
Hmm.
or saving some stuff for fandom if it's going to happen. I haven't heard if it's going to happen this year. I hope it does because I love that event.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm sure they're
And
they're saving some news.
we talked about that like a couple weeks back where we didn't know if they're gonna bring fandom, right? So
Yeah.
we like they were here at San Diego Comic Con. We got a little bit of news, but not. I mean, they were in Hall H with this whole Shazam and Black Adam thing, but that was all they had, right? And then maybe they we do have some comic book news releases, some comic book releases that they dropped. But other than that, this was it that came out of there. There was
Very low
one
key.
thing. What's that?
Very low key for them.
Very low key for them. That even though that they said they were coming back to San Diego, but here's one thing that we did not see. We were talking about last week was there's no Superman. What? There's no Henry Cavill, and and people are wondering what the heck is going on with
I
this.
think it's really funny, right? Because I think like it almost feels like the fandom and the news sites kind of are setting themselves up for like I saw a tweet from somebody I don't remember who it was. It was like
Mhm.
this news website puts out, oh, Henry Cavill may be at San Diego Comic Con, right? So then the
Right.
rumors start, everybody gets hyped, and then it
Yeah.
doesn't happen. So they're like, oh, no Henry Cavill at San Diego Comic Con, and then the
The-
third part of it is like fans disappointed and no Henry Cavill. Like, hold on a second, DC never said he was going to be there. It was like this is all speculation that we're creating
right.
ourselves.
Yeah, right. And,
So
and then and then that's definitely what they do, right? I feel like there's at least one of those every year.
oh,
Like
for
where people
sure,
are like,
yeah, yeah,
this person's gonna be there, they don't show up, and then now it's a big problem, right?
yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about this one because I put it I'm gonna talk about this one here. Actually, I'm gonna move this one down to here because it's a comic book. But we saw this here. We saw that the Sandman has some first clips. Did you get to see these?
Dude, this trailer looked amazing. We watched it on my stream on Sunday,
I haven't gotten
and
to see the trailer yet.
oh, dude, my co-hosts they love that book because they're a little older than me, so
Uh-huh.
they grew up reading all the Neil Gaiman stuff and all that,
Mhm.
and they're like, man, this looks like the books brought to life. Like,
Oh my gosh! And
yeah,
this would be one of the books that you want something like
oh
that.
for sure,
Like
yeah, yeah.
you want to bring all that
So
stuff in.
I'm excited. I don't know that I'll binge it because I'm not a binge person anymore. But yeah, just good to know that I have all 10 episodes that available to watch whenever I want on August 5th.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do with this. I've seen all the kind of the cast pictures that they've been posting, and I'm like, they're gonna do so well. I think they're gonna do really. I hope it just comes out so good.
I'll say this one thing though. I hate the Corinthian, and that's the dude with the
Yeah.
mouth for eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's in the current run with Tinian, the Tinian's writing Nightmare Country.
Uh-huh.
I just hate the character because I hate looking at his little teeth in his eyes.
In his eyes, and he's got those. He's got those sunglasses that block. Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be weird and creepy. That's gonna freak us out. Yeah, that's gonna be so cool. We dropped another. We got another one here that the Doom that came to Gotham animated movie has been announced.
That one I missed. I didn't see much of the animation stuff, but just looking at this stuff, I mean, it's a Mike Mignola book, so like I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah, that's why I was excited about it, because the book is Mike Mignola. You can obviously Mike Mignola like doing Batman, freaking fantastic. But they're gonna do I don't know. Did they give us too much details about this here? If does he have it like? Are we gonna get?
I got an image if you want to throw that up there.
Who is? Here's the image of this. This is the book. We're gonna have the animated version of this book here, which is gonna be so cool.
It looks great. I love because I don't know if did you ever watch the animated movie from Gotham by Gaslight that also it was from Mignola?
I think I did see that. Gotham by Gaslight, and then R.I.P. Brian Augustine. I have to say that Brian Augustine was a really good friend of mine. And he actually lived here in Arizona. Here in he went where I lived at in Mesa. He lived like 5-10 minutes away from me. So this one is really cool to see. The Doom. So I don't know if you guys know what this is about. The Doom that came to Gotham is Gotham City in 1928. 20 years have passed since a madman slew the parents of Bruce Wayne, entered the city's oldest fortunes 20 years since he fled the carnage, but now Bruce Wayne has returned and hell has followed. So it looks like, this dude, I'm all about this, but I just want them to stay as close to Mignola artwork as possible.
Yeah, that was my one complaint about Gotham by Gaslight, that they really changed the style and the animation. It didn't feel Mignola-esque. So I don't know if he just wrote this book or if I'm looking at I have to read this. I'm probably gonna end up reading this weekend now.
Right, same here. So very cool. Check that out. Here we go. We got some comic book news here. This was one of my favorite ones that came out of here. The Riddler Year One preview was released, and oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys seen this. I have the pictures pulled up here. This is so cool because this is actually Paul Dano actually has his hand in this, right? He's gonna be writing this. And it's very cool because this means he's going to be more invested into what is it, Nathaniel Nashton, right? Into this book, and we're going to get a whole lot more. And we when we're going to get a comic book version of this, the character just feels like it's going to be more rounded out. I feel.
Yeah, I love supplemental material to the movies, especially when I really love the movies and I love the Batman. I don't normally read or listen to books, but I read the prequel book to the movie. So anything you can give me more in that world, like I'll check it out. Especially if one of the creators is somebody that is in the movie, right? Paul Dano, like he has a lot of skin in the game because that's his character. So like he's gonna want to do a good job with it.
Yeah, definitely here. Let's see. We got here. I gotta pull this out here. We got another crossover that was announced. Batman Spawn crossover. Yes. Like how many like Batman Spawn Batman homages covers that we're gonna get, man.
Oh my god, everyone is gonna get one.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so freaking gorgeous. But Capullo's coming back, right? He's gonna be doing this. He also obviously he did Spawn and Batman, right? And he's done homages for covers that kind of vice
Oh
versa.
yeah. If
Like,
you anybody that's ever read, I mean, Capullo's run's great. Anybody that's ever seen that the Batman with the spiky cape, that's all McFarlane design. So like you've
yeah,
seen their work. You just you may not know that it's them, but you've seen their work. And it's really cool that they're reuniting. I'm sure every issue will have a McFarlane cover, a Capullo cover, and a Jim Lee cover
right.
because they were all three hanging out.
Yep, you know that's gonna happen, right? Another thing that happened was that they released the Generations official trailer for the Milestone, the DC Milestone. So super cool. This is one of the things that I'm excited about
Oh yeah.
because when I was a kid, what the one thing that I was exposed from Milestone was Static Shock,
Yes, same.
like the cartoon. So, and that's how I knew about Milestone. And that's my generation, but everybody like the one or two generations above me are
Prior, yeah.
grades above me. They actually read these books.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah, there's a static with the hat with the X, like the old design before they redesigned it for
for
the
the
animated
cartoon,
series.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you're interested in reading all these books, if you have DC Infinite, all that stuff comes out digitally first. All the Milestone books,
Oh,
they're on
really?
there first. Yeah, yeah. So you can go read them. Really fun. Static Season 2 is coming out pretty soon. I think they announced that as well over the weekend.
Yeah, super
So
cool. I'm already looking at our time here, Danny. I am way behind on our on our time here, so I can tell you right now we're gonna be over on our time. So, because we are literally just getting into
yeah, we
Marvel.
wanted. Yeah, we haven't even scratched
And
the surface.
we haven't even scratched the surface because we haven't even talked about. We're gonna talk about Black Panther Wakanda Forever here in a second. But first off, have you heard about this? I know this one was not in my list here last night because I watched me and my son, my 12-year-old son. We sit and he loves Marvel, right? He's a Marvel guy. I'm a DC guy, but we love to watch the Marvel movies and all that stuff together.
Yeah.
So, the big thing that he and I like to do is watch new rock stars, and we watch all the Easter eggs and all that kind of stuff. So we watched one last night, and and I saw that they were talking about freshman year, and I said I didn't see this anywhere when I was researching anything that came out of San Diego Comic Con. So I have to talk about this. Did you see anything from this?
I saw the original announcement a few months back when they gave us the slate, but this is the first thing we get. Like, we know there's gonna be more characters, more people doing the voice cast and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm excited. I love animation, and I think
they even gave
Marvel's.
us the it's so it's almost feels like it's gonna be a multiverse kind of story though,
Hmm.
like a not a what if situation, but kind of maybe,
Yeah,
because the way they made it seem, because they're changing a little bit of things here, the way things work in this world.
right. Because this is supposed to be before Homecoming, which is the first movie,
Mhm.
because it's during Peter's freshman year at school.
Yeah,
But then we know that we will see Daredevil somehow.
Daredevil, I
Uh,
think Doc Ock or something like that.
yeah. So
um like some like a handful of different rogues from his gallery, right?
yep, yep.
So very interesting to see how that's going to happen with him not being Spider-Man, like, for a
Right.
year. So and then second season is titled Sophomore Year,
That
so
makes sense.
we're gonna at least get 2 seasons.
Yep.
I-
Yeah, because we didn't meet Peter till he was a junior, I think. And then there was a big time
yeah.
skip. So I don't
Mhm.
even know if he ever finished. I guess. Oh, I guess he didn't finish high school. He had to get his
His GED.
spoilers for
Spoilers
No
for
Way Home.
listen,
Peter
there's
had to
gonna
go
be
get his
tons.
GED.
That's funny. um big news coming out
Ooh.
of some stuff. So we got Chuck Woody, Iwuji, I don't want to mess up his name, reveals that he's going to be portraying the High Evolutionary, and he came in full garb, like
Yeah,
walked down the aisle and like hackled everybody on the way up. It was freaking awesome.
that was crazy. That was crazy. I mean, I love his performance in Peacemaker. So when
Uh-huh.
I saw that he was going to be working again with James Gunn,
Yeah.
uh, there were some photo leaks of like I forget what to call the human people hybrid that he makes. Like there were some of those people like photographed, so we were assuming that it would be the high evolutionary, but we finally got confirmation this weekend.
That's very cool. I did not know that. And then we also got another trailer that dropped. We finally got a full trailer of She-Hulk, and we got a lot more. We saw a little bit more of the tone of how the show is going to be. We had some spoilers, major spoilers.
Oh yeah.
We saw Wong chop, come on in here. We also saw what's the guy's name from
Blonsky,
Blonsky?
Abomination. Yeah.
Yeah, Blonsky, which is freaking Abomination.
Yeah, he's
And
back.
he's back from the Edward Norton universe.
Yeah.
Like whoa.
I'm-
Here's also a theory about that. Could that be one of those things where they were changing, somebody was changing, could Kang have changed and messed with the timeline a little bit and changed people's futures?
I'm interested because I want to know what his relationship, what Abomination's relationship is to Wong. Right? We saw them fighting in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But then it's like he took him back. Like Wong took him back to whatever prison he's in. So it's really interesting. Yeah, I don't know. And then we saw some fourth wall breaking from She-Hulk, which I know a lot of people credit it to Deadpool, but she did it first in the comics.
There we go.
Yeah,
fourth wall breaking. That was like when that happened. Me and my son, we were like, "What?"
Yeah, like, did she look at us?
Like,
yeah, does she know we're here?
Fourth wall. And then freaking Hulk looks over at her at the same time.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the guys in there. I was like, when the opening sequence almost feels like, do you remember the Gatorade commercial with Michael Jordan and Mia Hamm? Like, everything you can do, I can do better. Because she was just crushing it at like all the tests that Bruce had for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, this next one is spoilers. If you guys don't like spoilers, there's going to be a lot of spoilers on here because in the trailer itself has spoilers, which if they're going to give us this stuff in the trailer, what else is going to be in there?
Right.
What are they not revealing, right?
Exactly.
So I'm going to put this Tigger at the bottom just for the people who don't want to see spoilers. So if they are not listening and they see it, you guys have been warned. So here it is. We got Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer dropped. And we're going to talk a little bit about these things because there's some major Easter eggs that has happened inside them. You could talk about a whole hour about this trailer. But what was some of the cool things that you were excited about when you saw this trailer?
I mean, so I shot a reaction video for this trailer where I almost cried. I loved, the song choice, the song choices that they seamlessly mesh into the other one. It really gives you a really cool, it was a really good way to introduce you to how serious they're taking all this stuff, right? Because unfortunately, this movie's kind of like, there's tragedy behind it.
Yeah.
We lost Chadwick Boseman, and they had to scramble to reorganize and restructure all this. But I love it. I love
basically almost writing a whole new movie.
Yeah, I think they went. No, I think I forget the director's name. I just forgot it. He went back and Ryan Coogler went back and just rewrote the whole thing. Rewrote the whole thing, and they had to change things up. But I love it. I love the tone of the trailer, and it was definitely very emotional. But it was really cool. Like it's probably my favorite thing that came out of this weekend.
Yeah, it was very cool. We saw a bunch of stuff. We saw somebody donning the suit of the Black Panther again, but in black and gold, but not exactly the same to the way it looked on Killmonger.
Yeah, yeah, very very reminiscent of that last suit that we saw.
But it was also a slender built frame, almost like possibly a female body. We don't know. You know what I mean? It was from the back.
They were definitely teasing a lot of like, we're not going to tell you anything
at all. But one of the biggest things that we saw was somebody popped up at the end, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who popped up at the end?
Well, I hope you're talking about Namor.
Well, Namor popped up, right? And then you know what, we forgot to talk about who popped up at the end of She-Hulk too.
Oh yeah, I thought we skipped that just for the spoilers, but we can definitely talk about it.
We'll go back and talk about that here, but because there's two things that show. We've got Namor that actually popped up, but here's the one thing that a theory that I was hearing, because in the comic books, what was it? It looks like they might be using one of the comic books where Namor floods the city of Wakanda and all that kind of stuff. But in
Yeah.
that comic book, he's being used as a pawn, in this stuff by a bigger. So
So
people are thinking,
unfortunately, Namor floods like Wakanda multiple times in the comics.
yeah,
He did it during Avengers versus X-Men when he was wielding the Phoenix Force. But then
yeah,
also in the other
that's the
story
one.
that you mentioned,
Yeah,
where there was a hidden party.
uh-huh.
Yeah, so we
I,
also did get from the toys. We got a description of Namor's character and
mhm.
how it changes, because in the videos I have been making, I knew I was still referring to them as Atlanteans because we hadn't been given a name,
Mhm.
but according to the official description from the toys, because the toys tell us everything,
Right.
the ruler of Talokan, an ancient civilization hidden in the depths of the ocean, Namor will stop at nothing to protect his people.
Mhm.
And we know a lot of the design is based or inspired by Mayan culture.
Mind culture.
So it's very very different, and he's obviously portrayed by a Mexican actor,
Mhm.
um, Tenor Puerta. So I don't know. I'm very excited. I mean,
It's really cool because, and that's one of the big things that I was going to talk about, was because a lot of the headdress that the characters that the Atlanteans wear and stuff are very reminiscent to a lot of Mayan and Aztec culture, right? So it's very very cool to kind of see that. I mean, we're both we have Mayan and Aztec culture within our own culture.
yeah,
Very very cool.
yeah,
Um,
I'm very excited. Do
let's
you?
let's go ahead.
I was gonna ask, do you have any guesses as to, or theories, or anyone you're rooting for to take up the Black Panther mantle?
So I listen. I with the whole thing that's surrounding the actress
Yeah,
who portrays Shuri. Her whole thing was she didn't want to be vaccinated, and all this stuff. Like, take politics all out of it. You know what I mean, you have to, if you're in a role like that, and you're in a mantle that you're going to be taking over for, super super courteous to everybody you came in contact with.
hmm
Wouldn't you want to emulate that just a little bit and be courteous and think about the people you're working with? And if you don't, listen, I would sacrifice something like that, rolling up my sleeve to get a freaking vaccination for the people that I work with, if that would
yeah,
save their lives. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm not gonna preach about that. But what I will say is, I would like to see maybe something a little bit different. Maybe, yeah, yes, Shuri would be the best person
yeah.
for this
I
role,
I
right?
think it almost feels, because Shuri has been Black Panther in the comics. I
Hmm.
almost feel like that's too obvious now, and we know
Yeah.
that Marvel likes to change things up a little bit. So Marvel changing things up combined with the real world
Hmm.
issues with the actress.
Who's the
Um,
actress? Is it Lupita Nyong'o? Is that her
no,
name?
Lupita Nyong'o is a
No.
is a different character. It's Letitia
Yeah.
Wright.
Okay. Okay, there you go.
So
She's right. So it might be her.
so with that, but to me, I think to me the trailer opens on Lupita Nyong'o's character, who's Nakia.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now we know from the first movie that she had a very close relationship
I think it might be her. I think she
with
might
yeah.
be. I think
I,
she might be the Black
I
Panther.
also think that would be the actually that's probably my choice. Unless you want to go really wild and maybe they
Mhm.
somehow do bring back Killmonger.
So I was watching some Easter eggs and people breaking down the things in the videos, right?
Yeah.
And some of us geeks, we like to go and see some of the stuff. So what they found was the Wakandan writing in the background of these pillars and stuff, and they were kind of interpreting them, and the words that they came up with said something like being resurrected, or living again, or being
Yeah,
brought back
something
to
about
life.
coming back to life. Yeah, yeah. Go check out the new
So,
roster video. It's really cool.
which wait, right, yeah, which makes me wonder, because we also saw some scenes where Shuri is walking in what is the astral plane, right? Or
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
we see her walking there. Um, did she die, or is she
Right.
there? Did she go there willingly to to see, seek some guidance from her father and her brother.
Because
Um,
Angela Bassett's character says like, I've lost my whole family. Like,
mhm.
so what does that mean?
Lost
Um,
my whole family. So that's one thing. Did she die too? And she's in the astral plane.
yeah,
And she comes back
yeah,
and
no,
is resurrected, or like this is gonna be one of those things. Like, are we gonna see everybody get
because
killed?
we know Killmonger visited the ancestral plane
Uh-huh.
in the first movie. We also know, based on small spoilers for Moon Knight, if you haven't seen it,
Hmm.
we know that people can come back from those worlds that are beyond the veil of the living, right?
Hmm.
And because we know that the ancestral plane and then the world that Moon Knight visited, like they're all kind of the same, but just for different cultures.
Hmm.
So, and then the last thing I saw earlier today was that these people, the Talokan, the culture, the Morse kingdom, they take care of those who have perished at sea. And
Mm,
Killmonger asked T'Challa to bury him at sea
mm,
when he was dying at the end of the first movie. So there's enough stuff there for us to kind of like
yeah.
go crazy with these theories. I think the
Hmm.
simplest answer is Nakia or
Yeah.
even Okoye, right?
Yeah.
But I think, but if you want to go real wild and crazy,
Hmm.
uh, so
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go back and talk about the end of She-Hulk trailer
She-Hulk,
though.
yes, let's.
We got a depiction of somebody who looked like Daredevil.
Oh yeah, a new the same another
In a
lawyer.
in a different suit.
Hmm.
And somebody asked what's her name, Maslan, I forget her
Tatiana
real name.
Maslany. Yeah, yeah.
Miss Lonnie, there we go. They asked her in an interview at San Diego Comic Con, and she said, well, I mean, you know, um, She Hulk and Murdoch are best friends, right? I mean, they're lawyers. They work
They're
with each
colleagues.
other.
Yeah, yeah,
They're colleagues. They see each other in the courthouse, so obviously they know each other.
yeah.
So what does that mean? You know what I mean? So
And I love that we saw the suit. Like it's the suit with the golden trim, the yellow trim from the
mhm.
comics.
Yeah.
So I and the scrimmage stick that he sometimes carries around.
Mhm.
So like,
Mhm.
I don't know, it's pretty easy to get us to geek out.
Yeah.
Another thing I saw was that somebody spotted a Johnny Blaze poster, like just in the background of a shot. Because Johnny Blaze he's like Evil Knievel, like he's a daredevil, not no pun intended, but somebody spotted that in the background of one of the She-Hulk scenes, so I need to go back and look at that.
Oh man, I gotta
So
take a look in
is
that
that
too.
a
We
go?
have
Yeah, I haven't watched the new Rockstars video, so I'm sure they also found
mhm.
it. But I
We have
mean,
somebody in the chat wanting to sell us some broadcasting and tips and advertising tips.
oh,
Oh my gosh. Come on, people.
I don't know if that's the best way to get your foot in the door, but
No, listen. Number one, if you want to listen, guys, if you want marketing services, this is not the way to do it.
yeah,
Learn and know the people you're reaching out to first,
yeah,
and if you did, you would know that that's what I do for a living. Anyway,
right.
um, super cool. I am excited about that. We so all that stuff, but we got another one here who's another Daredevil actor breaking their silence, but this time it was D'Onofrio, right?
Mhm.
And I think it's basically he's just breaking his silence because he's going to be coming back as Kingpin in freshman year, right?
I mean, he's gonna be
Uh,
in plenty of stuff coming
Everything,
up.
everything. Like they're doing this, like what they're doing is they're trying to bring everything that they're doing,
Yep,
even the animated and all the stuff, they're finally bringing these in, and all this stuff that we were talking about when they canceled the Netflix Marvel shows. We were like, oh, they can't do nothing for 2 years, but here we go, a few extra years down the road, we're finally gonna get them on
yes.
the freaking silver screen. Pretty
Yes, very
freaking cool.
cool. We know that Daredevil and Kingpin should reprise the roles also in Echo,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
and
then
Echo.
and I mean, and we have some other news about those two. If you want to go to those, and then we'll come back to Loki.
Yeah, which ones are you referencing? Because
No,
I'm not
the
sure.
Born Again.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you want to pull up the slate? I can pull up the slate.
Yes,
if
pull
you
up the
want.
slate. Yes, because we got Born Again that is going to be happening, right? Daredevil Born
Yes.
Again is happening. So that's going to be a big one.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. We're going to pull this up and talk about here is phase. What is this? Is this
Phase
phase
five. This is
5?
phase five.
Phase
So
5.
Black Panther is the last thing of phase four. So we have She-Hulk and Black Panther finishing out this year, and then next year we start with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which we didn't get to see a trailer, but
Man.
people in the room saw a trailer.
Oh man. And listen, I got to tell you guys, here's some more spoilers for this here. When we so Quantumania, they got a trailer for Quantumania, they got a trailer for Guardians of the
Secret Invasion.
Galaxy,
Yeah,
and then you said Secret
Secret
Invasion as
Invasion.
well.
Yeah, so the next three things they got a trailer for.
So everybody at the con
in the
got to
room.
see the trailers. We didn't get to see the trailers, and they were trying to really hard stop the leaks.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, you can find them if you look hard enough.
you can
But
find
I'd
the
rather
leaks. They're
wait.
really
I'd rather
hard,
wait till we get like a full quality thing.
and they're really ugly looking quality. But
Very weird. Yeah, very
there
weird
are
angles. Just bad directing.
there are some people out there who were there in the show and who are partnered with people who do this stuff like we do, talk to you guys about it.
Yeah.
And they break it down from every single thing that their partners told them while they were there in the actual panel. So what they said from the panel was that that we might, here we go, spoilers. I'm dropping the spoiler ticker. Where's the spoiler ticker?
It's already on.
It's already on. Spoilers, guys. Here we go. We might see MODOK.
Yep, in Quantumania.
We might see MODOK in Quantumania.
The
And
actor who played Yellow Jacket, he could come back to voice or be MODOK. So.
He could come back as MODOK. Very interesting how they're going to switch. I don't know how they're going to do that. That's going to be a different kind of origin story there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's interesting. And there was a couple other things that I saw. Did you notice any other stuff out of what they were talking about Quantumania?
I know they brought up. I mean, we saw the image, the poster image for the character design, so we know that Kang will be in the movie.
Cassie,
and also
Cassie
Stature. Lang. Yeah, Stature. Cassie Lang, Stature.
Yeah, so we get to see her. She's and very, very cool. And she's been recast for as a different actress is going to be portraying her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've heard anything from the Secret Invasion, but the one from Guardians of the Galaxy, they didn't show. They said that they didn't want to show anything because some of the stuff wasn't completely finished. But do you remember what some of the?
I think the main thing that. Yeah, the main takeaway from Guardians is that this story will be about Rocket, his origin, and exploring that part of it. And I think that's where the High Evolutionary comes in, which makes perfect sense if you read the comics. That's all kind of tied in together. And this is James Gunn's last film. We also saw and was in they saw an image of Adam Warlock, and he was in the room. The actor who plays Adam Warlock, was in the room. So. Yeah, keeping all those little seeds planted in the first two movies, they're coming to fruition here.
They're finally coming. Super cool. Yeah. So we got here we go. I didn't. What did I put?
There's not a lot of information on the other stuff. Like Loki season 2 is still shooting.
Yeah, we got Loki season 2. We have Daredevil Born Again. We saw Riri Williams in the
Wakanda
Forever. And she was, banging out the Ironheart there. What else we saw?
They changed the name of Agatha House of Harkness to Coven of Chaos.
Coven of Chaos,
so
which is cool.
A coven implies more than one witch.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that to see what that means.
Very cool. They did say that there could be a whole tie-in to the Necronomicon and the all of the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look at Multiverse of Madness shows that anything can happen. So
yeah, definitely. Cool. And then we saw the Blades popping up. We have Loki season 2, the Marvels, Ironheart, but the best one that everybody freaked out about was Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
Right? Oh man,
Yeah,
that was
I mean that's a big story in the comics. Although it's some things haven't aged well in the comics, but
yeah,
but overall, I mean that's a really if they can nail
yeah,
that story. I hope they're not just using the title. I guess
yeah.
that's my main concern.
Do you have Phase 6 up there?
I do.
Let's pull up Phase 6 because this is the one that everybody was freaking out because we're gonna get but there's some missing
There's
spaces there.
eight things are missing, but they will be revealed at D23. We were told that,
Yeah.
which makes sense because Armor Wars was not in this. We know Armor Wars is happening, but it wasn't in the slate, right?
Do you
For
know?
Phase
I wonder. I wonder if X-Men is gonna be up there
I wonder. So
because we
it's
have
interesting that
Fantastic Four.
they're opening up with Fantastic Four. It almost feels like a full arc from Fantastic Four.
Go back to Phase 5. I'm sorry. What? So what's the last one there? That is
The
it.
last one here is
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. Yeah,
Thunderbolts, and so Thunderbolts has to go into that then maybe.
I feel like this movie, the
Captain
Captain
America.
America movie, is gonna go into Thunderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that. I don't know how much Thunderbolts will go into the Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I wonder if Fantastic Four, that's where they're going to bring everything else in.
But
Kind of
if
thing.
anybody's read Hickman's run,
Mhm.
he started with Fantastic Four, and he ended up at Secret Wars.
Oh, there we
So,
go. That's
so,
what they're trying to do.
so if you want to get an idea, just go look
Uh-huh.
for Jonathan Hickman comics from 2010 to like 2016, I think,
Yeah.
and just
Super cool.
follow what he was writing because he did Fantastic Four, then he wrote the Avengers. He did a bunch of stuff with the Infinity in space, but then he ended up at Secret Wars. So
Super cool. Super cool. I'm excited about that. I'm very very excited about that because I have almost a full run of Secret Wars.
oh yeah, dude, it's a really cool comic. My theory, and this is, I mean, I don't know that how close this could be, but I think that they're starting with Fantastic Four because at the end of this movie, the Kang Dynasty one,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna realize that there's actually a greater
Mm-hmm.
villain that's been hiding all this time behind the scenes.
I think what it is, it's gonna be the one Kang guy that is at the end of time, and
Well,
he's the one that he's
yeah,
the last one,
that's
and
that's
that's
that's one thing. I'm thinking Doctor Doom
Doctor Doom.
because in that Secret Wars by Hickman, he's the one that becomes like this
Hmm.
omnipotent god by
Okay.
stealing power that wasn't his. And I feel like that's what he could do to Kang. He's gonna steal his
Mm.
power.
He's gonna steal his power.
So, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. There's so many Secret Wars that it's hard for us to just pick one.
Yeah, right, right. What was your favorite Secret Wars story?
It's definitely Hickman's. I think the other ones,
They
the
did talk
original
about an
ones,
incursion. They talked
yeah,
about an
they
incursion
did. They
in
brought up
Secret Wars,
incursion.
but that's the incursion was
Yep.
what was happening.
I mean, the Beyonder would be cool too, but that really feels. I guess I don't feel like they've set up stuff for that,
Hmm.
where we know that there are some clues for the incursions and Secret Wars and bringing all this. It is called the Multiverse Saga, right? They revealed that that was the
Yeah.
name of this whole thing.
Which
So
which makes me wonder if they're gonna bring in Fantastic Four because it's already a multiverse story that
yeah,
we already have in a multiverse. That's a different multiverse, and then we're gonna have the X-Men come in.
mhm.
So here's a theory that everybody was thinking that it's gonna be like this one thing that we could possibly see the Marvel universe, the MCU, and then the X-Men fight one
Oh,
another in Secret Wars
okay.
on
Oh, I like
on
that.
but
Yeah,
that's
like Avengers versus
gonna
X Men.
happen, on Battle World.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like
Battle
throw in
World.
a Battle World show around here somewhere.
Well, I think Secret Wars is gonna be it's gonna be Battle World
Oh, okay.
kind of
Yeah,
a thing.
that I like that. I
I
like that a
think
lot.
I think that would be way cool because then you could throw in all kinds of craziness, right? Because they just bring in everybody in from all over the place, all over the multiverse
Yep.
to fight each other to the
So
death to
if
survive.
you want to theorize like we're doing, just go read the comics
Right, exactly. That's so
because
true.
this is where they're pulling all this stuff from.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Okay, is that all of our? Yep, that's all of our stuff. Now we got. There wasn't a lot of Star Wars news.
No, not really.
But we think because they're gonna drop it all on D23.
I agree. I think that's the plan. I think right now they're happy with like we just finished up with Kenobi. We're going into Andor right next month. All right, in a couple of weeks actually. I think no, it's actually at the end of August, so it's still a little while. But yeah, I'm excited for Andor. So like, I don't need anything Star Wars until D23.
Yeah, we have, but they did give us a little bit here. They revealed that they're going to be some figures were revealed at San Diego Comic-Con, a hint at a Star Wars Jedi Survivor feature. I don't know what that means, but that was kind of cool to see that they're doing that. We also saw that that the acolytes, Mandla Stenberg shares their excitement about joining the franchise. What do you think they are portraying?
You know, I'm not sure what this movie's gonna be about. Really, I haven't, because it's so different. But that's cool. I'm glad I don't know. Like sometimes I'm glad that I can't guess what they're gonna do.
And then this one was cool. I really wish Ambrosia was here, but she had to take her little doggy to the doctor. But Star Wars Summer Vacation gets a new poster and a clip, so this will be cool. I know Ambrosia is probably gonna buy this one.
Oh yeah,
and then some new Hasbro Black Series collection has launched. Do you happen to have those photos up?
Give me 1 second.
Sure, yeah, but this was really cool to kind of see that we have some more. So this was and this is the last new bit of news that we have from Star Wars. Just these vintage things of Star Wars, the Lego Star Wars stuff, and just a couple of items. But like we said, they're gonna drop this news at D23, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Here we go. Let me see. Here we go. Look at this.
This really cool.
Oh my gosh, that is way dope. Oh my gosh, look how cool that is. And it's got the Kyber crystal too.
Oh yeah, it comes with the Kyber crystal.
Dope.
Because this is this Vader's saber? Yeah, this is Vader's lightsaber.
Yeah, that's so dope. That's
and then we have the Boba Fett ship.
Oh yeah, from Boba Fett. That's so dope. Look at that. Yeah, this is one of the ones I was like, oh, look at that card.
Yeah, these are cool, like the old toys.
Yeah, the old school card, man. Oh man.
And they're doing it for the Dark Troopers.
Do you collect a lot of figures?
I don't, but I do buy some of the Black Series stuff. Like not these, but the ones that come in like a fancy box.
It's a Kenner one too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now this I don't know what's going on here.
What the heck is that?
This one definitely feels like cash grabby.
What the heck is
I know these are all for making money, but that one doesn't even truly exist.
Yeah, that was just like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, we have a Luke Skywalker action figure from The Mandalorian.
Cool. Yeah.
Spoilers for The Mandalorian. Cal Kestis from the video games.
Oh, cool. That one's way cool.
Yeah, and the little robot. What's the name of the robot? I forget the name of the little robot. And then we have Ahsoka.
Ahsoka from Mandalorian.
You know, it's interesting because these are all supposed to be from the Mandalorian series. But what's this guy doing there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to start any rumors.
Oh.
And then, this is Marvel Legends. Yeah, Loki.
Marvel Legends. Loki. Cool.
The Office Loki.
And then old school X-Men that was announced too. They showed a little bit of that. They said that
Magneto suit.
They showed some pictures and stuff like that of X-Men 97.
Yeah, that's
very cool. Oh man, very cool. That was awesome. Awesome. And it was weird. We got a lot more Star Wars news or Star Trek news than Star Wars news. But you were speculating they're holding it back on purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
But we got some season 3 teaser reveals first look at it returning Next Generation crew. We have Geordi LaForge and Worf that are going to be returning. Very cool, and they both look really good. Did you see the pictures?
I haven't. I'm not the biggest Star Trek person.
Oh man, it's so cool.
I was not.
Here's one that was really, really crazy. It was Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3 trailer was released, but I also saw, I don't know if this was real, but I saw that there could possibly be a crossover between Lower Decks and and Strange New Worlds.
Oh, interesting.
That is very interesting. I thought I saw that. Don't take my word for it. Go Google, go research,
I
go find
wonder,
some
would they
reputable.
make that animated?
I don't know, but if
They would have to, right?
they
There's
would
no
have to make it animated, or they would have,
they
would
would
they
have to
be?
cast a lot of people in.
Just don't tell me that they're gonna do some weird thing where like they
It's
go to a world and it's cartoon world.
like half action, like half animated, like
Yeah,
Toon World or
like a toon
Who
world.
Framed
Don't do
Roger
that.
Rabbit.
Yeah, don't do that, please. Don't do that. That's the one thing I don't want to see.
Make
um,
it stop motion.
yeah, that would be cool, right? And actually, that's the last bit of news we had. So we had the same amount of news from Star Trek and Star Wars. So that's it. For that news. Let's see, where are we at now? We
Well, we're
have
running long, so we can touch on comics real quick,
yeah. Let's talk
or we
about
can
our pull
close out
list.
the.
Let's talk about our pool list here.
All right.
So Ambrosia's not here, but we're still gonna play this really cool breakdown. So we're gonna talk about our comic book pool list right after this. All right, everybody, we're going to talk about what is in our comic book pool list, whether it is in our read pile and it continues to grow, or what we're going to be reading today. This week, we have a ton of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you guys Ambrosia's really quick. She has ASM 6, Venom 9, SIKT. I forget what that one is. What is that one?
Something's killing children.
Number 25. Obi-Wan 3, House of Slaughter 7, and Dr. Aphra 22. Those are hers.
You're here.
I've got something here. So let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk. Like, can you pull up the Detective Comics right there, and let's talk a little bit about that one.
Yeah.
This one's one of the ones that everybody's been talking about. You know why? Because
it's dope.
Because this one's the one with Round V's first one that he's doing of Detective Comics, right?
Yeah.
So this one's finally out this week. Some people I think got it last week with Lunar and all the other craziness, but most of everybody should have gotten it this week.
Yep.
Have you read it?
I have. I did. I reviewed it. So it's a really cool jumping on point if you haven't been reading Detective Comics.
Mm-hmm.
A whole new creative team, a whole new tone. This is more horror vibes, more gothic vibes to it.
I love Ram V's right. He does really good. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it was amazing. I love this issue, and I can't wait to keep reading it.
Super cool. Yeah, very, very cool. I'm gonna keep reading that one. What else? What was on your list?
So it was So from this first row, Detective
Gambit,
Comics
right?
and One Dark Night.
Gambit, that One Dark Night looks really good.
This is the last issue for this Black Label series by Jacques. And Jacques just won an Eisner too. We didn't mention it earlier, but yeah, go check it out. His Batman stuff is cool. I haven't read the Gambit, but Chris Claremont's back writing Gambit, and I mean he created the character.
Yes. Freaking Chris Claremont on Gambit. Oh, that's so freaking cool, right?
Yeah. I'm reading all the Radiant Black stuff, and there was a lot of it this week, but I haven't read it. But this Ant-Man, really cool.
That's really a dope cover. Yeah, that's such a cool cover.
Al Ewing, Tom Riley miniseries, like celebrating 60 years of Ant-Man.
Yeah, deadly classes on mine because you have to have some class.
Man, this comic, I can't believe this thing's still going on.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You don't. I feel like you don't hear about it, but the people that have been reading it from the beginning, they're still reading it. Like they just make it for them now.
Right. That's how you do it. You find your audience and you just keep going. So I got a question. Is Radiant Black and Radiant Red, are they tied in?
Yeah, they're part of the Massive Verse, as they call it. So it's the Radiant Black, Radiant Red. This one, Rogue Sun, is part of that as well.
Okay.
So all 3 books. It's rare that all 3 books come out on the same week,
Same
but
thing. Yeah.
it happens. It does happen.
It happens. Listen, we had a couple of weeks back where we had an issue 1 and 2 of a book drop in the same week
Yep.
because it was pushed back so much that they just had to throw it out there. It happens. So I haven't read Radiant Black or Radiant Red or Rogue Sun. I should.
They're fun. They're really building out their own superhero universe. That Image. Kyle Higgins is driving all that.
Mhm.
If you read any of the Power Rangers that he wrote, like he's getting a lot of those same creators and artists to come do stuff with him. So it's definitely
Super
very
cool.
Power Rangers inspired, plus superhero.
awesome.
Like so, it's a good combination.
Super cool.
This Superman Space Age, Mark Russell, Michael Allred, like really, it's like 90 pages too. So like,
Wow.
you get a lot of book.
Wow, that's very cool. And what's the price on that? Does it show?
I think it's $10. Yeah, it's $10.
Oh, that's not bad for 80 pages. Holy.
No, and it's like book 1 of 3. I think there's gonna be 3 of these, so like it's its
Oh,
own little
wow.
series on its own.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that.
Another good thing to read as a new reader, because you don't like
Mhm.
it's a jumping on point too for Superman.
Very
doesn't
cool.
come with
A lot of
any-
books right now are jumping on points.
Yeah, that doesn't come with a lot of baggage.
They're doing a lot of creative team changes right now, and
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of refreshing sometimes because you know
Yes.
you got these people switching it up and they have different thoughts and different things that they want to do and take this.
Yep.
So I'm there for it.
My number 1 pick this week though, it was DC Mech.
I saw that one. I didn't put it on my list just because I was like I wasn't too sure. Tell me about it.
If you like mech, like anime mech, like Evangelion and
Mhm.
Gundam stuff like that,
Oh, okay.
this is that in the DC universe. Kenny Porter loves that stuff, and they've created a new world as well where the superhero age is over, and they have to use mechs. So you still see the characters that you're familiar with, but they're all piloting these giant mechs, and there's a giant it's really really cool. So
there's a Superman mech, a Batman mech, and a Flash mech.
yep,
Very
we
cool.
did previews for other heroes, but that's my there we
Very
go.
cool.
That's my pick. That's my pick this week.
Awesome. Yeah, I have a lot of the same stuff on there. I have Detective 1064. I have Action Comics 1045 on there as well.
Yeah.
Just because I've been checking those out since then.
I think, let me filter just by Scout real quick.
Sure.
So
And then
is
Scout,
there
I don't
any-
think Scout has anything this week. All these ones are
Yeah, these are from last. These are delays, I guess, right? Some of
yeah.
these.
So yeah, these are delays
They-
if people are Lunar or what is it, Penguin Random House now.
Yeah.
So,
The one downside to this website being crowdsourced is that if they don't see it at their shop, they're gonna say like, "Oh, this got delayed," but it didn't get delayed everywhere. So
yeah.
cool.
That's and the one that is the one bad thing about this is that they go off of older information
Yeah.
and it's not very updated sometimes, so you have to kind of update it yourself
Yep.
in your own
Take-
list. The best
Yes.
thing to do, the best rule of thumb to do is just go by Previews World. That's what if it's coming out of Previews World and the best way to check it is the day before. So on Tuesday, check Previews World.
Mhm.
They usually update it the Thursday before. So like tomorrow, it should be updated, but not every single week they update it at the same time.
Yeah, because they'll know if they have delays by then or not. So
Don't blame them if it's not updated correctly or on time. They have a lot of work to do, right? A
Yep.
lot of books to go through, so give them time. But check it the Thursday. If it's not there, continue to check it all the way up until Tuesday. Sometimes I've seen things get changed all the way up until Tuesday.
oh yeah,
So
I usually check my list before I go to the shop.
yeah, so make sure you check it. So Previews World is the best bet, especially for Scout, because that's what I go off of.
Yeah.
Go off of what is on Previews World for Scout Comics. So if
Same.
you guys are wondering, don't send me a message. Look for previews.
Right.
Super cool. But yeah, there's no books this week. But the one cool thing about not having Scout books this week is that Scout Comics, as me and Ambrosia, because we're the social media team for Scout Comics, we came up with this really cool idea that if you guys want a 15% off coupon for back issues, that I put a video on Facebook and Twitter. So if you guys go to Scout Comics Facebook page or Twitter, there's a video on there about me. I asked a question about who would win between Metal Shark Bro and Garland Woodburn from Ranger Stranger. If you guys answer that question on that video, it has to be in the original post. You guys will get a 15% off code. I will message you personally and say thanks. Send you an email here and you'll get something, and it'll be a personalized code just for you to use on the website.
Cool.
Very cool. Here's another one. We're also running a really cool giveaway on TikTok. So if you go to TikTok, Scout Comics TikTok, and follow us and comment on the video that Ambrosia posted, where she poses a question where she's asking who would win between King Jira or Elsie, the 134-year-old vampire stuck in a 9-year-old's body.
That's a good question.
So if you answer that question on TikTok, make sure you follow us on TikTok. Everybody who follows us there, once we hit 1,000, we're gonna give away a full month's box of the subscription box that we have. So
cool.
it will be, I think it'll be August box. The August box we're gonna give away. So Scout Comics August box on TikTok. Go follow us. We're almost close. Last time I checked, we were about 30 something people away from getting 1,000 followers on TikTok. So
nice.
If you guys are not following us there, go to Scout Comics and follow us there, and you could be entered in to win a monthly subscription box. 1 month. That's 12 bagged and boarded books, like new books. That whole entire the whole entire books that come out all that whole entire month, we will send that to you.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. So where we at? So I got Something to Kill in the Children was on mine, Deadly Class, Public Domain number 2, and Red Sonja 11, the Magic Order number 3, Magic Order 3 number 1, and here's one I have to. Can you pull this one up, good boy? Can you pull that one up?
Yeah, sure.
I have to tell you guys to buy this one because I have to tell you guys to buy this one because I have been tasked by Dave Lentz, the letterer. He told me to tell you guys buy this one because it's a good book. It's an amazing book from an awesome team. You have Garrett Gunn, you have Christina Blanche, you have Kit Wallace and Dave Lentz on this one here. This one drops today, so make sure you guys are heading out to your comic shop and grab it. If you guys can't grab it now, grab it tomorrow. Amazing book. Another one that is from my buddies over there is Bisto Blanco. Can you pull that one up? This one is again from Gunn, Blanche, and Lentz, I believe, right? Or at least Gunn. There he is. Who is this?
Garrett Gunn and Kit Wallace.
Garrett Gunn, Kit Wallace, and Dave Lentz here. So this is another one that's really cool. You have Kit Wallace artwork and Dave Lentz letters and freaking Garrett Gunn writing. Right?
Oh, and it's a one shot. So
and it's a one shot. This one's dropping today. It's a really good book. You guys definitely gonna want to get this one.
Nice.
So there we go. I have to tell him to pay me now because I told you guys to get those books.
Yeah, well,
if you guys seriously know, they do some amazing stuff. Go grab that stuff. Super cool. Yeah, that was my pull list there.
Yeah, I think we touched on all of my stuff too. So
yeah,
cool,
super cool. What else we got? I think that's the show, man.
I think so.
We can talk. Let's do our mental health check in here, man. Let me pull this down here and let everybody know what we're doing here because now it is time for our mental health check-in. If you guys are having a mental health crisis, make sure you guys go to, they have changed the crisis line, suicide and prevention hotline. Now you can type 988. You can call or text, and someone will be on the other side of that line for you. That is even in a emergency. This is my thing. If you're in the middle of an emergency and it is a scary situation, and you feel like you are being threatened, obviously police the first ones called. But in a mental health crisis, police are not the first ones that you should go to. They are not equipped to help someone who is in the middle of a mental breakdown or a episode. So the best people to do help there are mental health workers, right, and people who are equipped with the tools that they know how to properly help you with. So you can use that number, text 988 or call, and they will help you with that. um Danny, since the last time we spoke and checked in on, man, how have you been doing, man?
I've been doing really good. I think a lot of the just having such an exciting weekend to look forward to with Comic Con and everything that's going on. Even
Yeah.
though I wasn't able to go there, like all that stuff just really lifts my spirit, clears, helps me clear my head. Like,
Mhm.
it's a nice distraction. It helps me slow down. Also took a day off from work, so that was extra nice to just
Yeah.
be able to put some things aside and not be constantly thinking about all those other the pile of stuff that we have to do
Hmm.
on a daily basis. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta slow down a little bit, and that I did that this weekend, and it really helped.
That's
So
awesome, man. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I've been doing all right myself. There was a couple of times this week where it was like kind of like a roller coaster of emotions, right? But I think we did pretty well, like considering the fact that anytime that we would do something like that, or come, it was really bad, right? Like sometimes you can progress, and you notice how you progress when you kind of look back on how you did things differently,
mhm,
and they're a whole lot better now. I think that's where I'm at right now. We've done a whole lot more, where we've noticed where if there was a situation where we probably would have completely went off the deep end with some crazy stuff, we've done a lot better where we wouldn't do that. So
yeah,
I think the things that we are taking in consideration are helping. A lot of the therapies, a lot of the talk, like this moment right here, talking it out with each other, definitely helps. So I
yeah,
think there was definitely a few times where I was up and down, but I think towards the end, kind of leveled it out. Like you said, all this news and all this excitement out of San Diego Comic Con definitely helped lift my spirits too. It was a heck of a weekend. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of cool, good news. This time of the season always gets me really excited.
yeah. That's the thing I appreciate the most. Just having things to look forward to, things to be
Mhm.
excited about. It helps you put a lot of things in perspective. Like, so good. I'm glad to hear, Jory.
Yeah, definitely. It was very, very cool. So again, if you guys, National Suicide Prevention Hotline has changed to 988. If you guys are in the middle of a crisis, please make sure you guys text or call 988, and somebody on the other side will help. If you guys want to talk to us, you guys, we're very open. You guys can message us and talk with us any time of the time. We cannot promise we will be completely awake if it's in the middle of the night, but there's definitely somebody there that can help you. Look up your warm lines in your local listings. Just do a Google search for that. Danny, thanks for hanging out with me, man, and taking some time to hang out and talk with me about the San Diego stuff, dude.
No,
Can you
my
let everybody
pleasure.
know where they can find you and Next Issue Pod?
Yeah, sure. You can find me personally at Echo Spider and pretty much all social media platforms. You can find the podcast at Next Issue Pod. We have links there for everything. We have links for the channel, the podcast we do. We just dropped a bonus episode this week because we had a lot of San Diego Comic Con talk, and
Cool.
that's on the Geek Collective. So make sure to go
Yeah.
check that out. Hit that subscribe, leave us a review, all that stuff. Yeah, I love doing the audio podcast, but I really want to make sure that it's getting out there. So
Yeah.
hanging out with the Geek Collective really helps drive that stuff. So
Yeah, man. We're definitely excited to have you here with us and hang out with us as much as possible. And like we say every week, you have an open invitation to hang out with us.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and we love your show. That you definitely go hang out and check out Next Issue Pod. I watched a little bit of your guys' San Diego Comic-Con breakdown and all that stuff, and that you guys were doing to kind of gear up for this.
If
So,
you want to watch one part, just watch the Sandman stuff, because watching these, like I said, watching three grown men, it's like being on Christmas morning watching all that footage.
getting all giddy.
Yeah.
Man, I love it. That's the thing that I love so much. Super cool. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys are listening to the Professor Frenzy show. They drop all kinds of really cool stuff every single Wednesday. They talk about indie books. So if I don't talk about the indie books that you guys wanted to hear about here, you could definitely hear about that there on their show. They go deep into these things. They talk about what they love about it and why. They also, even if you guys are reading something that they aren't, you even have an opportunity to tell them about it. Give them a 30-second review over the phone or what, however you guys want to do it. You guys can let them know. They'll read it right there on the show. So very, very cool feature as well. So head on over to your favorite podcast player and type in Professor Frenzy, and you will be listening to the smooth vocal tones of Professor Frenzy and our friend BTO Matt Books. Super cool. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. You can listen to me on the House of Indie. Just go head on over to Geek Collective and type in House of Indie. You can see that there. You can see Danny's show there, Ambrosia's show too, which is comic book history lessons. Comic book history lessons. Sorry, I messed that up. But do a quick Google search for that, and Ambrosia will hopefully be back next week. She had a little doggy emergency with her animals, so we will think about her and the doggies in our minds. So thank you guys again for letting us be here with you guys and hanging out with us once again. Danny, again, man, it's a pleasure to hang out with you and talk about geeky stuff each week.
It was fun.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.